What's up, everybody? Your boy Pat back again with another edition of Second Take, where I talk tech and I speak sports. Today's topic of the day is NBA versus WNBA salaries. There's been a lot of things in the news for the past couple of months where the WNBA players are complaining that they don't make as much as the NBA players, and I want to talk about why I feel that's the reason. So let's get right into it. So I'm going to go off a lot of differences in the league, and I'm at the end of it kind of just pose that question. Is it a valid argument by the women, or is it an invalid argument? So let's first talk about the NBA. The NBA has been around in America for 73 years. The WNBA, 23 years. So a 50-year difference there when you're talking about in terms of longevity and just tenure with the NBA versus WNBA. Second, the NBA last year, I'm going to use 2018-19 figures. They made $7.4 billion in revenue. $7.4 billion in revenue they generated. The NBA makes $60 million. $60 million by no far is like a little bit of money. Good amount of money, but it's nowhere near $7.4 billion. When you talk about collective bargaining agreement, the NBA players get 53% of that revenue. The WNBA players get 12.3% of that revenue. And we're going to talk about the new collective bargaining agreement, so don't get all excited that, that number is wrong. We're going to talk about it. The NBA last year made $7.4 billion. $7.4 billion. That's a lot of money. The WNBA, when the books were all done, when all the money was brought in and all the expenses were paid, lost $12 million. In fact, I don't think the WNBA has made a profit since they've been in existence. I want to say on average they lose about $10 million a year. And if somebody could fact check me, please do. Put it in the comments. Let me know. Link me to something. Let me know. So we're talking about salaries. The average NBA salary is $6.4 million. $6.4 million. They literally, 9 people on the NBA make more than all of the WNBA made last year. So big difference in terms of money. The average, the WNBA makes $72,000 a game. $72,000 a game, not a lot. Average attendance, NBA 18,000. WNBA, almost 6,700 fans show up. The average NBA price, $89 a ticket. Average WNBA price, $18 a ticket. Salary-wise, you got one player making $127,500 in the WNBA, the highest player. There's multiple players in the NBA that make over $40 million. Multiple that make $30+ million, but multiple that make $40+ million. Average viewership in the NBA, 15.4 million people. 15.14 million people actually watched the NBA Finals last year. That was actually a decrease. That was some of the lowest numbers in recent history. I believe Game 3, the Toronto game, was one of the lowest since the 2004 Cleveland Cavaliers were in the NBA Finals. So that's on the low end of what you can expect with an NBA game. WNBA game, 231,000 people viewed the season, the entire season. 231,000 people viewed it. Ratings wise, NBA 8.8 rating in the NBA Finals last year. Again, one of the lowest ratings. The entire 2019 season for the WNBA had a 0.6 rating. So not a lot of people watching the WNBA. Now, I will say there is some good news on the horizon. But before I get into that, I just wanted to bring you one more caveat here. Knicks owner James Dolan owned the Liberty since they were in existence and recently sold them about a year or two ago. So the average NBA team is worth $1.9 billion. The Knicks, who James Dolan owns, is worth $4 billion. Now, keep in mind, the Knicks last year were one of 4 teams that made $110 million in profit after everything was said and done. He literally sold the Liberty. He sold the Liberty the most impressive owner as far as stature and terms of value for his franchise, which he has helped build. Obviously, being in New York has helped him, but he has helped build this to a $4 billion conglomerate. The most valued franchise in NBA history as of today. And he sold the team. Why? Because he said, there's no money in the Liberty games. I can't make money. I got them in Madison Square Garden. I can't make money. So they got sold and they now play in Westchester. They used to average, I think, 10,000 fans. Now they average about 5,000 because that's capacity. So what's the good news on the horizon for the WNBA? One, they signed a new collective bargaining agreement, which is essentially going to allow players to all make six figures. So 100K is going to be the minimum. That's coming. It's not millions. It's not 40 million. It's not even a million. It's not even, $500,000. But it's six figures because the average WNBA players right now, not the average, but some of them are the lowest salaries, 40K. So less than some jobs in America. I mean, you could, be in sales and make a lot more than that. So you got the new collective bargaining agreement with the salaries. The other thing is they go from 12.5 basically % of revenue sharing. They now going to have the potential to have a 50-50 split. So a lot of good things. The other good thing is last year ESPN decided for opening weekend they were going to put them on ESPN, so major network as opposed to being on some smaller networks. And it actually drew a lot of fans. I think like 400,000 people watched opening weekend for the WNBA. So maybe it's a matter of opportunity and not a matter of quality or a matter of anything else financially or economic. They just need the right platform and they need the right opportunity. And I will end by saying this. I actually enjoy watching the WNBA games. I watched it when they first came out 23 years ago. Then there was a time where I didn't watch them, but I still watch them, and they play a true to life how an NBA game is supposed to play. I feel it's a way better brand of basketball than actually NBA basketball, and that's sad because the NBA is supposed to be leading everything with the sport. But I actually like watching it, and I will say that they play just a much better game than they did 23 years ago. 23 years ago, they couldn't score. It was horrible. It was like I could be out there playing basketball with them. But now I feel like they score a lot more. They have better athletes. They have better players. So maybe they're on the up and up. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Do you think the WNBA is on the rise? Do you think the WNBA needs to just shut it down? I don't know. You let me know. All right? Thanks. It's your boy Pat. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.